Alright guys, welcome to another week in gaming with BlueGamer. I'm Adam Blue, like always. I've used that joke already. Anyway, this week, nothing much really went on except for the reveal of the new Xbox. Microsoft is calling it the Xbox One. Yeah, Xbox One. No one guessed that. There was Infinite, 720, now, but One, no one guessed One. One... You know, One is stupid. It is kind of dumb, but then again, Wii U is still being used, so I guess whatever. So this Xbox One is supposed to mean all in one, everything in one. And this is entertainment, TV, all that stuff. So let's start from the beginning. During this announcement, their whole big deal was TV, pretty much. It showed where someone's watching TV, they can use the Kinect, which is required to be plugged in, and it comes with the Xbox One. But they use the Kinect to navigate through TV, or any application, really. You could be watching a movie, you could do these like hand gestures like Minority Report, kind of minimize it, bring in, you could say like launch Internet Explorer, bring that in, do a search. You could even say Xbox, turn on the TV, or Xbox Channel 11, whatever, and then it does that. It will go to another channel, and it does it instantly. Apparently there's 3 OSs. One is for the games, one is for the... I guess, the OS itself outside of the games, like the Windows framework, and then one is what layers them together and allows them to operate, so everything happens quick and seamlessly. Now, that is awesome. It really is. But it just wasn't the gaming thing I wanted, so I'm like, okay, well, I'll listen to what else they have to say. Then they had EA come out. Apparently, they got some exclusive deal with EA. We don't know what that is yet. They're going to explain more about it later. And then they showed some footage of some EA games running on Xbox One, and... it didn't look like much, and as I thought when it was over, it was announced that it was really just pre-rendered footage. So it's like, what's the deal, So, some cool things that came out of this, besides all the TV stuff and sports, let me tell you, they went on sports forever. There's a new NFL deal going on. I don't know what it entails. I kind of don't care. I'm not a sports guy. I'm unlike most Americans. I really don't care for sports. But apparently that's a big deal. But they did show the controller. And the controller looks cool. It looks like the standard Xbox controller. Although you can see on there, it looks like there's a button for app switching and possibly go into a menu. As well as what they call HD rumble or HD vibration, where the individual triggers have their own rumble, which is pretty cool if you're playing a game where you're shooting, and that might add another element. I mean, these controllers might end up going for $80, so they seem to get more expensive as time goes, but still more, we're waiting on that. Then the Kinect seemed pretty cool. I kind of like the idea of Kinect. This Kinect one on Xbox doesn't really work the way everyone was hoping. This new one seems to add a lot of cooler things. It looks like the size of a mini fridge, and I don't know about mounting that on my TV. It would probably collapse. But who knows if this design is final. It looks pretty cool. I'm fine with it. So anyway, as for games, so Remedy, who does Alan Wake, announced a new game called Quantum Break. They didn't really show much of it. It was live action with a woman and a girl talking. She's like touching her ear and then making a boat appear out of nowhere and crash into a bridge. I don't know what that was supposed to mean. It's a game though, and Alan Wake devs are really cool, so we'll see. Then they showed Forza 5. Again, pretty cool. I'm not a huge Forza player. I like the racing games. I play a little bit of them. We'll see. Other than that, not much shown gaming-wise. They showed, the sports titles, but nothing that really grabbed me. Nothing that was exciting. It was actually all very disappointing, to be honest. It ended, though, talking about a new Halo TV series, executive produced by Steven Spielberg. That's huge. That's a pretty big deal. So, that's cool. But other than that, it wasn't anything exciting. And then post-announcement, then we had all the news outlets coming out with all their information, all their interviews. They got hands-on. And it just went downhill from there. So, used games, apparently, are not going to work on the Xbox. You can't just rent a game or buy a used game on this new Xbox One. If you want to play it on another console, you have to put the disc in and then, purchase it again in order to play it, which I hope is not true. They say there's going to be more announced, so I'm hoping that's not true, and they're just saying this to kind of maybe keep Sony on their toes, and maybe Sony's thinking, hey, if they're going to do this, we'll do it too. Or Sony could be thinking, we then need to show up Xbox or show the gamers we care, and used games could be used. But we'll find out more at E3, and that's what they're saying. As for backwards compatibility, it's a no-go. The rumor is that there's going to be a mini 360 that still could be happening. That could be why there's no backwards compatibility. It's just weird that they'll announce these things that all suck, you know, that make people angry, but they won't go into details of what's awesome about it. And we'll find out more later, I guess. For right now, you know, what is the point of it? Now, going back to this used game thing, you know, it looks like the service can change to what Steam is. Steam on the PC is awesome. It's all digital. You can't trade in games. You can't buy used, play used. But the games are really cheap. There's always sales. I go to like greenmangaming.com. They have 25% off voucher. I get a brand new game, you know, less than what it costs. And then I put it on Steam and I can play it. Now, if that's what the Xbox is going to be doing, that's great. But we haven't heard anything about that. Now, there's like journalists, you know, try to say, oh, it's just like Steam. But again, you have to pay for Xbox Live. You have to pay to play online. With Steam, you don't have to. All the games you play online for free. And there's modding when it comes to Steam. I mean, there's so much more to Steam that you can't compare. And even journalists are trying to defend the used game thing with Xbox. Like, why would you defend that? Even if you, I mean, there's no upside to, oh, it's great. Now you can't buy used games. How does that affect you? Ben Kachura, if I'm saying his name correctly, from Penny Arcade, probably the only downside to Penny Arcade in my opinion, he had an article about that. He's like, it's great for piracy. It's great. No. The problem is projections. These game publishers expect a game to make sell 5 million, and like Tomb Raider, it sold, you know, millions, but they wanted it to sell millions of trillions, and it didn't. So then, oh, there's a loss. No, they need to lower projections, not make it such a big deal, and these games will sell fine. Okay, and he totally missed that in his article. It's very disappointing. So other journalists kind of jumped on, or other industry professionals were defending the whole point, but at the same time, they're paid to play games. They're giving these games for free. So they can play these games for free all day. They don't have to worry about spending their money. So of course they're going to defend it, you know, because it's something controversial, something to talk about, something to start an argument. But the used game thing won't be a big deal if Xbox Live is free, and then if Microsoft offers cheap games. Because as it stands, it's just one store on the Xbox, whereas the PC has many stores. There's competition. So it'll really be interesting to see how this plans out. E3 is when everything will be shown, so we could see what's going on there. And it's funny, the beginning of the week, right before the announcement, Sony did have a little teaser video of the PS4 hardware. And it's very interesting. It kind of zooms in real quick along parts of the machine, not really giving you an idea what it looks like, but showing some neat things. So that'll be cool to see what happens. I really think E3 could pay off to be awesome. As crappy as this Xbox announcement turned out to be, I'm hoping that come E3, things turn around. There's more of this competition. And it could possibly be that PS4 is that much better, or it could be Xbox turns around and is like, hey, no, we're really doing all this awesome stuff. But we'll see. So that's it for now. There's not too much went on this week except for that. So hang tight. In the meantime, if you want to check BlueGamer, I wrote about the new Call of Juarez Gunslinger, which is really fun. And check it out. Resident Evil Revelations also came out. I'll be doing a write-up on that soon. And I hope you enjoy this episode. Terrapixel came back. More equipment. This should look awesome. Awesome as ever. I hope you enjoyed last episode where it was like a drinking game. Yeah, that was interesting. So, all right, thanks for joining, and talk to you guys later.